Dedicate and just be dedicated. That's all we got to do.
Rededicate and be dedicated.
Yeah, that's it. We just need to be dedicated, David. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sound good.
Good, yeah. I mean, yeah, I left my phone downstairs, so I just can't check it.
Yeah, no, you're good. We sound good.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Here we are.
How you
Back.
been, Dave?
Uh, Pretty good. We've talked about this some. I don't know if we've talked about it on the show, but I'm looking for a new job. It's
Oh,
holidays, which makes things difficult.
your company may be listening.
No, who cares? They probably already know by now.
And if they don't, they're about to.
Yeah, I told one of my bosses, but I was like, I'd prefer if you just didn't tell anybody else right now, because it always seems to lead to drama, if you
Yeah.
get that information out a little too soon. Whoa, if you get that out like a little too soon or whatever. So I've just been trying to keep it on the down low till I finally find something. Other than that, man, I've been trying to like catch up on some stuff. None of it has really been like worth talking about.
Yeah, man. The only movie or TV show I've been looking forward to seeing was Frankenstein. So I'm glad we're reviewing it tonight. But outside of that, I mainly just fill my time with, if I'm not at work with my wife, hanging out with people, pretty much watching.
Whoa,
What's
what
up,
up,
Whoopa Troopa?
Whoopa? What's up, dude?
Pretty much watching college football. Hey, Whoopa.
Fair enough.
Hey, I know you're a Baylor fan. How about the Huskies stealing that wide receiver from you guys?
Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong list. I was going to check my 2025 movies because I did see a few new things, all of which were terrible.
Oh, by the way, which like a bunch of places are releasing their top, 25 lists for
Oh, that one.
um
Oh.
for 2025, and I saw that Avatar: Fire and Ash was out. I was like, wait, that movie's already
Yeah.
out?
I don't know
Did I
what.
miss that?
Apparently, who knows anymore. I just
I
happened
don't
to.
think it is. I think it's coming out, but maybe they just
Yeah,
have had
it's
early
probably
access to it.
December, something like that, because I feel like they like to do around that Christmas time or whatever, because I think they
Yeah.
tend to make more money.
Zootopia 2's been killing it. Oh, dude, I'm surprised I haven't been to see Wicked for Good at the theater yet. My wife must have. My keeper must have whiffed on that one.
Yeah, I saw some clips from it and heard some things, and it's the same thing I think we talked about it last year. It is just not. I just have zero interest, like beyond zero interest. I love The Wizard of Oz, like the original movie. No interest in Wicked whatsoever.
Yeah, I may go see it this weekend.
You can report back if you want to. I can't.
I mean, I just watched the first part. It's freaking better than 28 years later. I tell you that much.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's not like a high bar though. But Zootopia 2 is. So I'll give you the rundown real fast of the box office. So we got Zootopia 2 so far. It opened this on the 26th, and it's done 616 million worldwide so far. That's actually pretty good, dude.
Oh yeah.
So they're running. I mean, I guess they're
great.
counting. They did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day opening weekend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's so dumb.
Well, listen, it's all about the headlines because nobody's really gonna look into it,
And then Wicked, which released the 17th, has done $397 million, which that may be, who knows if it will climb.
Yeah, we'll see.
How much more?
I'm curious to see what happens, like moving forward with these. Like if it's gonna, like 600 million's great for that, but does it just like?
Can you hear my cat in the background?
No.
Okay, good. He's going.
Like it's hit that number. I'm curious about moving into the next couple of weeks. Has anything? I can't remember. Has anything hit $1 billion this year?
Dude, I don't think anything has hit $1 billion this year. Let's see.
I mean, Zootopia at this point probably has the best chance, right?
Oh wait. So Minecraft
Oh wait,
is
didn't
number one at 957 million, but I thought Lilo and
whoa.
Stitch hit a billion. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch hit
It
a
did hit a
billion.
billion. Okay, yeah. I mean, dude, it
Yeah.
was still so. I mean, who's talking about that now? $1 billion
Oh,
movie.
go ahead.
Like, what are we talking about at this point? Like,
Well, you know they're making a second. I had to say this. Here's something we can talk
what's up,
about
Victor?
just as we're talking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're making a second to your favorite movie of this year, David.
Well, Five Nights at Freddy's, right? It comes out.
No,
Oh,
no, that's not the one I'm talking about. It
comes
stars
out in 2
Scarlett
days.
Johansson and T Rex.
Yeah, I heard.
Um,
I mean, dude.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah, yeah. The part two
I
or
mean, it
whatever.
made $868
It.
million dollars at the box office.
Yeah, I mean, but it was
That's a
still.
lot of money.
It is, but
But
it's not a lot of money compared to the previous trilogy, even Dominion, which was probably worse. Like if we're just going for like straight which movie was better, Dominion was probably worse. It's been diminishing returns since they did the Jurassic World movies, just like Star Wars.
I forgot. So when we were gonna, I know it's been a long time, guys, since we've done an episode. But when we were gonna do our last one, but things happened and we weren't able to, and we're doing it now. I had a story I was saving for you that I've been holding on to, and we'll get to it shortly. I just wanted to say the projected budget for Rebirth was between 180 million and 225 million dollars. So I guess if you do 2.5 times that, right? I know, people say, but let's just go conservative and let's do
That's fine.
180 times 2.5.
Yeah.
So $450 million. Granted, the math doesn't break down easy like that.
Yeah.
Because they don't get the entire box office revenue. But yeah, so it needed to make basically $450 million to break even, which probably more realistically a lot higher than that.
Yeah. And
But $868 million, I mean,
you have to
I'm
ask,
sure they made
though,
profit off of it.
that's the problem with a lot of it is because like people will point towards like a specific movie doing well, right? Like Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion, but like is Disney still like financially, are they still doing okay? Because you can't,
Yeah.
like, is $1 billion movie enough for them at this point? Can they kind of ride that for a while? Like, is the cost of everything else that they have going on and the returns on everything else they have going on, or is it just this like, is it like one, if they can manage to like knock it out of the park with one thing every year, like can they keep going? That's I don't have an answer for that. Like I financially or like from their business perspective, I don't know exactly like what that would look like.
Well, luckily for you, David, I'm in the know with Bob Iger. No, but so the story I'm going to share is 3 weeks ago, roughly. I'm in bed with my keeper, and we're talking, and somehow we get on the subject of Jurassic Park, and I'm like, "Oh, what's your favorite Jurassic Park movie?" And because I don't want to out her too much, let's just say at that point in time, it wasn't the first one. I'll shy away from what her favorite one was.
Interesting.
But it wasn't the first one. And I was like, have you ever seen? I was like, wait, you approach me with this blasphemy. I was like, don't ever tell anybody else you come in contact with that again. I was like, and she's of course dying laughing. I was like, you die and go to your grave with that statement. And I was like, have you seen the first one? She's like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, let me just show you. And she's like, no, I don't think I've seen this. So we started. She was like, I want to watch all the Jurassic Park movies from beginning to end, all the way to Rebirth. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And we haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
We got hung up on the first one.
World?
The third one. The Dominion is where we're hung up on.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
That makes most
That's the third one of
sense.
Chris Pratt's movies.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so funny because
I was cracking her up because when the original couple from the first movie appeared,
yeah,
Laura Dern and what's his name?
Yeah.
I was like, remember this?
You know, she was like 25 in that movie.
Dude, I know. I was like, I
weird,
must have been
right?
a bad judge of age when I was a kid. Because even now, she doesn't
I
look
don't know, man. Like
like
I know a few
I
25 year
thought she
olds
was in
and
her
they don't look
30s or
like
like
they don't.
mid 30s or 40s or something, dude.
Yeah, they
But
25. I don't know if it's some weird like if something in our like food is de-aging people over time or whatever. But yeah, I don't. Maybe it was the haircuts too and the clothing. Like, there's definitely some things
yeah,
that
that age
affect
people
that.
up.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say that my wife redeemed herself, and now her favorite movie is the very first
Well, that's good.
one. And she was like, "There's nothing that just even comes close to that movie." And she's like, "And it holds up really well over time too, and it's way more of a human story on my end." There you go. That's what they need to focus on is what
Uh,
the previous director of Godzilla minus one, what he did, make it a human story, right? To where
yeah.
Godzilla wasn't the focal point. A big portion of the movie, don't get me wrong, and that's what they need to kind of get back to their mojo with
Mm.
Jurassic Park. But it's like when you look at it and you look at the original trilogy, you look at Chris Pratt's trilogy, it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
All three movies and
I
storylines
I
that they
sort
try
of
to,
yeah. I mean, like kinda like
at least the last two are.
one and two definitely connect, and then one and three kind of do just with like characters. They're kind of
My
weird.
favorite thing was Chris Pratt always, just sticking his hand out with the Raptors,
Oh,
and that's I
dude,
get
I
it. Like he
know.
raised them from babies, and he used a clicker and everything. I get where they're trying to go for the
It's got
training.
weird Star Warsy woo woo like vibes to it though for sure. And I remember I remember the first time when, and I think it was just like a hype season of like all of these. This was before everything. It was all slop, but it was before it was like really really recognizable. Because like Jurassic was a Jurassic World. Like, it's bad, but it's not modern bad. Like, it was the beginning of
No,
that. It's pretty
I
much
think
just kind of a
it's
bad remake of the first one.
I think it's kind of like a all right to below average
There's just like a lot
movie.
of illogical stuff in it. Like, and
Yes,
that's a problem with
a
this
lot of
series.
illogical stuff.
As time has gone on, like, because you're all set in the same universe, if people just kind of keep making dumb mistakes, and they keep trying to have to up the ante with these movies,
The
and
second one, dude.
yeah, it doesn't work after a while, especially in the World Series, because technologies reach this point where they're like, what's the one? I can't remember what it's called, but the middle one for Jurassic World, they're trying to use the raptors like this weapon, and they have a gun, and they're pointing it around at people, and they're like, the laser is what makes them attack stuff.
Yeah,
It's like, you have a gun. You don't need a velociraptor or whatever that thing was, the mean dinosaur. You don't need that. Like, you have modern weaponry. Like, modern weaponry has dominated for a reason. There's a reason that like drones are everywhere now. It's like the technology
yeah.
continues to improve. You don't need a dinosaur. Like, it's just stupid, and that's the
Fallen
problem.
Kingdom is the one that you're thinking of. That's what
Oh,
that
Fallen
was the one
Kingdom.
I was laughing
Oh,
with.
dude, it's
How like there's
and
all these dangerous dinosaurs,
yeah,
and the government just doesn't like freaking wipe them
and
out.
that girl is there's some weird like creepy. The girl could be
Oh
partially a
yeah,
dinosaur or whatever
the
that plot
clone.
was. Yeah. Oh, the
No, she
clone.
was a
Yeah, she's a
clone.
clone.
Yeah, and she's the one that said there's
Where was it? I
the
Whoopa said,
dinosaurs out.
Whoopa said when he was 25 that he didn't get carded for alcohol. Just funny because like I did all the time. And like when I had my license when I first turned 21, and I was like using it at places, people would look at it and they didn't believe it was actually my license.
That's funny.
It's so funny.
I like what Whoopa said, that he thinks of the Jurassic Park movies, like the Hobbit movies, of it's bad but doesn't make me not want to watch anything else. I will say this, like
Yeah, maybe.
with the Hobbit movies, man, I really just need somebody to send me a copy of all the bull crap cut out of it, man, because it gets harder and harder
Yeah.
to watch those movies, man. As time goes on, they don't hold up.
um yeah, they're not great. I so I'm trying to think if there was anything. Oh, let's see. So I started Stranger Things. Some of this catch up stuff. It's bad.
Oh yeah, what do you think of Stranger Things?
So I've only gotten through the first 2 episodes, and I don't like it, and I think it's bad, and I think they're just doing the same. No, dude, they all. I have never, you know how it's like a common thing or whatever where you'll have 20-year-olds play high school students. The problem is that some of these kids have aged in such a way that they look like they're in their 30s. Yeah. And they're like early 20s. Like I think Millie Bobby Brown's probably maybe she's the only one. Her and Sadie Sink, I guess they're like, they haven't aged as much as most of the guys have. And then a lot of them, you can see, this is like this is probably a topic for another time that we could look into, but like I think the amount of like actors and actresses taking Ozempic in Hollywood is crazy.
And something that buccal fat removal or whatever it's called.
We were talking about and I've mentioned this before on the show, because I think when we were talking about Wicked last year, I talked about this, but like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, they both look like skeletons, and it's starting to happen. Yeah, you have all these other red carpets. Some of the actors and actresses on Stranger Things are looking kind of similar, and everyone's like, well, what's going on? And I think it's drugs. I think it's a mix of what's always gone on in Hollywood, where I think it's really easy to get. I assume this is the case, but like I think you don't just like, body dysmorphia is not something that you just have. Like I think a lot of people gain it based on the things that are going on around them, and so I'm sure in an industry where like looks still matter, it doesn't matter what they're saying on the surface, like they're looking for something really specific, and I think some of these people just get it in their heads that they're not living up to this, or that they don't look a certain way, and so they're doing whatever they can, because there's like some stuff. There's this one girl from, I can't remember what her name is. They have some like before and after pictures of when that show The Boys first started, and then like now, and she's had like all this surgery done and just like completely messed up her face. And it's just like,
oh yeah, it's that
the blonde girl,
fat removal.
Some of that, but I think she's had surgery.
Wednesday got it too.
I would assume it's a mix of both. Like I don't think it's just one. I would think that they're probably, a lot of them are having things done. Like the whole
Anya Taylor-Joy had that same thing.
Yeah, she had the gap. She has that,
what's her name from?
That her cheeks are like caved in, basically.
Yeah, that's that buccal fat removal. Is that, and the woman from Wednesday also got it done.
Yeah,
and I don't know who's convincing these actresses.
It looks
to do that, but
yeah. It's just the new trend, and they're all doing it, and it does look terrible. And it's really sad, I mean, everybody, I think that's, that modification stuff's always existed, and it always kind of starts in Hollywood, and hopefully this is one of those ones that doesn't make it into like, it probably will to some degree. I'm sure it's already happening, but like, yeah, it's a product to sell, right? Like they have to sell that new thing, like whatever, everybody's always trying to like make money off of this stuff. And I mean, it just shows sort of like the dark side of Hollywood still, like they can talk about like the, I was gonna say the Epstein stuff, but it was the other guy, the Weinstein stuff or whatever. But all like that mentality that dude had is still there in a lot of different ways in Hollywood. It doesn't, him being gone and them getting rid of him really didn't change anything. It just changed the people who were in power.
Right.
So, and yeah.
Exactly. It just switched it over.
But yeah, Stranger Things so far, I haven't finished. They've split it into 2 parts, and I think the next part comes out sometime in December. And I need to finish I'm going to finish the rest of it because I've seen every other season. But it's literally like, it's like they're spinning their wheels. Like they didn't really have a story to tell, which is unfortunate because they like did with season 4, and then season 5 came around, and honestly, they should have just like done a movie to close it out and be done with it instead of making like an 8-episode season, because they're not doing anything. Like there's just like stuff happening, but none of it feels like important. Like nothing they
I get what
do,
you're saying.
nothing they're doing.
It's not leading anywhere.
Yeah, there's not like a mystery to solve or whatever the case may be. Like it's like the main
There's
villain.
no climax that
Yeah.
each
Well, I don't know.
scene is going to towards.
Yeah, it's all just like they're trying to like set new stuff up with really well established characters, and it just doesn't it doesn't feel right. They should first of all they should have done a time jump to help with the fact that all of like everybody in the show is 10 years older than they were, and it's I think only like 2 or 3 years is supposed to have passed between season 1 and season 5. I mean, it's not a lot of time. They're supposed to be like freshmen or sophomores in high school now, and they definitely don't look like it. It's pretty bad, but yeah, they're like just kind of trying, like the military's taken over the town and they're trying to figure out some stuff. And, you know, like things are, it's just one of those things, it's turned into the modern sloth of like things are happening and people are talking about things happening. But I don't really understand the stakes, and it doesn't really, like, or I don't know if the stakes are that like the U.S., like the military or whoever these people are, like there, because the main villain is in hiding maybe, and then like I think maybe gets revealed in episode 4. I'm not totally sure, but a few people have said, more or less said, that there's something going on with that, and it just, I don't know, it feels off. It feels Game of Thrones season 8 kind of weird, you know.
That sucks.
Yeah. I think one day people will look back on like this and Game of Thrones. I'm trying to think of another show that had like a really big rise and then just completely missed, like absolutely missed its landing.
It's a
Game of Thrones is the big one.
Yeah, that's the most popular one.
Yeah, and Stranger
Things. Speaking of them,
well, Stranger Things is like it's slightly different because it's like they're a product of these like crazy. They're like the first big one. They're of the it's taking too long to finish this show.
Oh yeah,
like we talk about with Game of Thrones or like with House of the Dragon, some of that stuff all the time. Like they're the original version of that because it's like this should have been done 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and they just didn't know what to do. But they had like the insane popularity and the hype around it, and as time has gone on, people are like, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah. Allegedly, speaking of Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin confirmed again that Game of Thrones sequel series are in development at HBO. So didn't specify what, but sequels from season 8. I'm like,
I don't care.
Yeah,
dude. Honestly, it's kind of been hard to care about. Like, I'm looking forward to Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but like House of the Dragon at this point, it's like it's still 6 months away, if not longer than that.
Yeah, it's gonna release in June.
And like, does anyone want to see? Does anyone want to see anything with like the original cast again? Like, is there hype for that? Do you think people are gonna care?
I mean, it's possible, man. I mean, I really think people would probably prefer to see season 8 remade, but they don't realize it's going to take more than just season 8 being remade, because you're going to have to take those storylines and develop them over, at least 2 more seasons, season 8 and season 9. But really, you probably need 3, so 8, 9, and 10.
Getting that cast back together is going to be impossible.
Yeah.
You're not going to get
the money and everything involved.
Yeah. Everybody's got, I mean, they're all working actors. Like, I imagine most of them are going to be like under contract with other stuff. Like Sophie, what's her last name? Sophie Turner. She's about to be like Laura Croft. Like, she's got a whole other thing going on. I imagine a lot of the other cast is doing other things. Like, you can't, I'm not sure anyone wants to drop it to come back to that either. Like, you're right. The money would have to be there. And it's like, is it going to be there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the other thing too is who wants to see a sequel? I mean, maybe a remake, but why do we want to see a sequel to season 8 when season 8 was terrible? I think the route to go is prequel series, if you're anything. Like those have more of a successful chance. And the only way you could do anything beyond season 8 would be to first remake 7 and 8, honestly. But
But I
definitely
mean, they're
8.
just not gonna. I don't. That's just like that seems
It's
like
unlikely.
a
It would have to
terrible
be. They would have
idea.
to renew the series and start
Yeah,
over.
I know people have thrown
But
that
that's going
idea
to take a
around,
while.
but like coming out now and being like, well, what we're gonna do is remake season 8 and then move forward, and it's just like, okay, like I don't. Oh,
Unless your idea to remake season 8 was to turn them into movies instead of doing a TV
maybe.
series. I mean, maybe then.
I
But
just.
again, like by the time you get to how many movies it would take to develop that, you're
It doesn't seem like a good idea.
yeah.
It doesn't. It seems like. I mean, it's never stopped people before, and then like I guess we're like. I don't know if you remember. This was probably when did Cyberpunk come out? Like 4 years ago. Been seeing this like pop up a lot lately, where
Oh yeah.
people have sort of tried to like rewrite.
Cyberpunk
Yeah,
and what happened there
and yeah, people are
and how
like,
they launched a unfinished game.
yeah, and people have been calling it like this like generational title, and I'm like, I'm just thinking to myself like the game's that. Do people forget that easily? Like, were a lot of those people not there at the launch? Like, who? Like, what are we talking about? You know, like, because people keep telling me because they're like, it's better now, right? Because I still have it. Like, I bought it when it came out and played for maybe half an hour, and Whoopa, yeah, it's so funny how it's like people will see this stuff and it's like it is one of those things where everyone goes, wait, this is good now, and it's this weird cycle. Like this happens with stuff where every once in a while people try to get these ideas out here that this stuff that's terrible isn't actually that bad. You're starting to see it with like the Glass Onion a little bit more, especially because he's got that new movie coming out where people are like,
Yeah,
trying
December
to hype.
12th, we're gonna review it.
It's like, yeah, it's like I was telling you before we started the show. It's like so much of the internet now is just rage bait and hype
And
cycles.
overhyping.
Yeah, everything
It's
goes through the
embellishment
cycle.
both ways.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's embellishment both ways.
yeah, exactly.
Embellishing, with whatever emotion or reaction can get the engagement.
Exactly, and it goes in a cycle, right? Because we see this over and over again with everything that comes out. Like you even take Lilo and Stitch, the $1 billion movie. Movie comes out, makes like a ton of money, but everybody is saying that it's terrible. Still makes a ton of money. All of a sudden, it's out of the news. Nobody cares anymore. You
Yeah,
know,
it goes away that fast.
do you think that
There's nothing that's like lasting and keeping within our culture
yeah,
when it comes to movies and television shows.
exactly, and people don't care about how, like, especially in sort of the media realm. And I think, dude, it does feel like it's gotten a lot worse with these like news cycles. But because everybody's been talking about that like Predator Badlands is like the most financially successful Predator movie. But as far as I know, they don't account for inflation, and it doesn't matter. It just needs to have like a good news cycle just long enough to maybe make enough money, and then it's just forgotten about and moved on. Like it's none of this stuff coming out anymore feels like it has any passion put behind it. Like the creativity, it's kind of the same thing we were talking about with like doom scrolling and all this stuff like we talked about on the show before, but like I feel like it really is turning people into like zombies, and it's taking away from creative thought processes. Because you're literally just sitting there
and critical thinking.
Yeah, it's like
And your attention span.
You never think like a video goes by. It's probably pretty rare that one of them sticks with you. You know, it's like something that's so good that you're like, wow, huh? And it's to some degree it's okay. Like it's there's some of that stuff that feels like comic strips to me, where it's just little thing that makes you laugh and then you kind of move on and it's not that important. Like that kind of stuff's always existed. The problem is it's like the main source of entertainment now is just like, and I really do, because I was talking to a buddy of mine who he does like some video work, and
I noticed the same thing Whoopa as well with myself. Go ahead.
What do you say?
He said, I do know I got into a rut of watching YouTube shorts, and within a month, I noticed my attention span just got destroyed. That
Yeah.
happens to me if I find myself like multiple days of watching a lot of shorts. I can feel the effect on my attention span.
Yeah.
I don't want to concentrate on what I'm reading as much or anything that's too long format. And I'm like, oh, ugh, I need to
It
stop watching shorts.
it's important, I think. I didn't believe this for a long time, but as time goes on, it's stuck with me. There's an importance to boredom, to allowing yourself to sort of sit and contemplate. It can help you do a lot of problem solving, and I think modern entertainment wants you distracted and just doom scrolling, or watching an entire like 10 episode season of just like the worst garbage, and so like as
Yep.
time's gone on, everything is like vying for your attention. And people, I think it's why people go to the doom scrolling, is because people don't like the absence of some sort of distraction.
Yep. They
um
don't want to sit with their thoughts.
yeah, and it's tough because that can be really scary, especially if you start thinking about sort of like life a little bit more, and like it can be weird sometimes. And I don't think people like that, and I think a lot of people don't know how to handle it. Everybody wants that like constant distraction, and I think it's kind of like ruining a lot. And I don't think we've fully seen where this
The
will all go.
ramifications of that.
Yeah. But like people can't seem to. I mean, like I see it at work all the time. It's like people go on break and they go over and they sit at the thing, and immediately they're on their phone and they're not paying attention to anything around them. It's like they just go into their own like isolated little bubble.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy to see that, because like people, man, I was telling I was telling someone at work, I was like, yeah, like I don't think people. Hopefully this doesn't get out. Like, don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of people haven't realized like how easy it would be to like rob people these days, like get the jump on people, and just like nobody's paying attention anymore. Nobody pays attention to anything
Right.
going on around them. I'm legitimately surprised there aren't more news stories about people walking out into traffic because they had their big over the ear headphones on and they're just staring at their phone. You know? Maybe
Yeah. I
maybe
know.
people just aren't like stuff like people get into accidents all the time like that, and people just don't report on it, or they don't. But it's shocking, man. Like you go anywhere and nobody's paying attention to anything happening around them.
It's true.
And it's
Speaking of
it's
people
weird.
having not paying attention to things, I don't know if you saw, but The Witcher season 4
Oh yeah.
lost 7.5 million views from season 2 to season
Season 3 to season
3.
4?
Wait, hang on.
The 3 seasons will count,
Oh no,
right?
yeah, hang on.
It's 3 to
Season 4
4.
debuted to 7.4 million views. It, it was 15.2 million for season 3 and 8.5 million for season 2. So from season 3 to season 4, it lost half its viewership basically.
How
Just
people are still watching? I mean, dude, I still haven't.
just considering the debut of season 4. That's
Yeah.
not every single episode after that, which I'm sure it's a lot more than that. But
All I've seen from The Witcher was like I think the week that it came out, people go, "Well, this villain's kind of not terrible. The show still sucks," and then that was it. And that was like a couple days of that,
it's
and I
like
haven't heard anything
Liam
about it
Hemsworth
since.
isn't bad as Geralt, but he's not Henry Cavill. So that's pretty much what I
I
saw. But yeah, we have Wake Up Dead Man, the Knives Out movie coming out December 12th this year. So we'll watch and review that because I know how much you really enjoyed the first two, David.
they're my favorite, best mystery movies ever made.
And then we have in what is this? When is this? Let me see. December 17th, we have episode 1 of Fallout Season 2, and they're going to be releasing weekly episodes.
Instead of
Prime is.
yeah.
They're only going to do one episode on the premiere, so not
Okay.
two. But it's going to be 12 a.m. weekly drops, and the 17th is what? Is a Wednesday. So every Wednesday until February 4th, they're going to release an episode, which is going to be 8 episodes total.
Okay.
And
Well, I
then
mean,
Jason Statham has another action movie coming out called Shelter that releases January 30th, and we have January 18th, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So,
yeah. I'll be watching 28 Years Later on some platform, probably. Probably won't be going to the theater to see it.
You can review that one.
It's just getting dumped in. Well, you're talking about the Jason Statham movie or whatever. It's getting jumped into January too. Like January's a terrible time.
Yeah, barely though. It's the 30th, David. So maybe that gives us a little bit of hope that it may be good.
No, it rolls into February a little bit too. It's not like isolated into January.
I know. I'm like, not January 30th, Jason, not again.
I know. Well, I mean, even he did that though, A Working Man or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think like the script was necessarily terrible. I think it was just too long and
Beekeeper
it felt
as well.
cheap. Yeah, Beekeeper. Well, Beekeeper almost had like I don't know, maybe Beekeeper. It's like there was something about it with like because we had talked about this when it came out, but like the previous beekeepers getting retired and going after him. I liked that as a concept. I think that one too was just like it was too long, and those kind of movies, they need to be a tight hour and a half, if not just like a little shorter than that.
Right.
It's like Taken. Like Taken was the grandfather at this point of those kind of movies, and it's really tight. It's got some set pieces. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Right.
It's like in, out, get the job done. Everybody liked that.
Well, David, we're about to have to get ready to list the movies that we liked in 2025 and the movies that we dislike, and the same thing with TV shows.
What are you? Sorry, Victor. We are. Yeah. Well, we'll see if I don't even know if we're doing a top 3 for stuff this year, but.
That's why I said just the movies we liked.
Did you see the first like images from the Zelda set? Did you see that?
I saw a little bit.
It doesn't. It's too early to tell, obviously, because we don't have a script and we haven't seen either of any of the acting or the. But I mean, from like just like a visual perspective, like they're like okay, like I want to see what they do with like because there's going to be CG in it. Obviously, like I need to see more. But it's like all right. I mean, like I think that they both look acceptable. I mean, if it's live action, like you're not going to get a 1-for-1. I'm worried about some of the more fantastical creatures that are in those games and like what they do with them. But I don't know. It's like there seems to be at least a tiny bit of care being taken. But we'll see if like they do this a lot with stuff where they'll slop over like CGI onto all the like live action stuff, and it just doesn't blend well all the time because they don't. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. Like people don't take like their time with this kind of stuff anymore. Like there's not care and dedication put into it like there used to be, and they're just trying to churn stuff out so quickly that they're like, we need to just throw some like whatever on top of this and it'll be fine. We'll just move on. And then it ends up just being garbage, but. We'll see. I mean, like the Mario movie was all right. So there's like a little bit of precedent for something to potentially be good with this. Even though I think they should have probably gone animated. I mean, like Nintendo's just makes more sense, I think, almost across the board with their stuff being animated. But obviously they're not going to do that, so we'll see. So we have about a month. I don't know if we're going to do December or January for like our top. I figure we should probably wait till early January just to talk about 2025, like sometime right after the new year.
Right.
I mean, like I have a top 3 best and worst movies. That wasn't like too hard, but television, pretty much everything's been. Most stuff's not even worth. It's not. Yeah, and like anything that I've actually made, I've gotten through the entire season. I think other than Reacher, like everything has just been like, oh, okay. There might have been one other thing. What was the other show? There was another show that I watched. What was it? This is so bad that I can't even remember. It's just been that kind of year.
Nothing's really been that memorable.
I just haven't been. Clarkson's Farm was good, but like this is stuff that. I don't know. It's just kind of like like Clarkson's Farm probably wouldn't make my top 3 on like a normal year. Like there'd be other exciting things to talk about, but we didn't get. It's just been a weird one for television. I just haven't. Even some of the stuff that I wanted to see, I haven't taken the time to see. Maybe I'm trying to get caught up before the end of the year. I don't think I'm gonna see many other movies that'll change my top 3 at this point.
Right.
It's possible. But overall, just it's been a really like underwhelming year. Just not.
It really has been.
Not feeling it so much. But I guess if you want, we can take a few minutes to talk about Frankenstein.
Let's do it, man.
An actual movie. We can point to, hey, look, someone made a thing, and it's kind of all right.
Yeah.
It's wildly inoffensive and looks really nice and is pretty well acted, I think, for the most part.
I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's necessary to do like a full breakdown. I
think general thoughts about it is fine.
I was really excited when I heard that. So like Del Toro, for me, I think he's an all right writer. I don't think he is particularly great at it, but I also don't think he's bad. Somewhere in the middle most of the time. He has, I think, the potential to write really good stuff. I think at this point it won't happen just because of how quickly they want to turn the stuff around. I think some of these pretty much everything needs more rewrites than it's getting.
Yep.
I cannot fully remember the line. I might be able to find it in here. There's a line that Frankenstein says to the ship captain at the beginning. Hang on, I think I found it. Where he's talking to the ship captain and he's telling him, oh, here it is. He's like, what did he say? Hang on. I'm getting this, Joseph. I found the spot.
No, you're good.
But is this like...
I believe in you, David.
Yeah. It was a specific line at the beginning when they first find Frankenstein. He's like all beat up.
Yep.
I'm getting there. Hurry up.
Yeah, and it's something that what's his name? Oscar Isaac says.
Yeah, and he was good in this.
I'm trying to remember. So now I'm confused. I'm like, what did he say? It's been so long since I watched it.
It was just a weird line. Oh, he says, some of what I will tell you is fact. And then he says, some is not, but it is all true.
It's like somebody trying to make a good line.
And it doesn't land because he's saying some of what I will tell you is fact.
That's a good
some
point.
Is not, but all is true. What does that mean? I need someone to explain this to me. Because this line sounds really stupid to me. And I got worried at first because it's so early on. I mean, it's 9.5 minutes into the movie. And so, I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, this movie looks really nice. Like, okay, like I like the acting so far. Like, oh, okay, it's like some interesting like visual details that'll probably be revealed later on. Like, for whatever reason, Frankenstein's missing a leg. And you're like, oh, okay, like what happened there? So there is like, a lot of good stuff in this, a lot of good visual storytelling. I don't remember the movie. It obviously wasn't egregious enough if it happens, but I don't remember the movie just telling you everything and not leaving room to like see things. Though I wish some of it was a little more subtle. There's a lot of stuff with the initial, well, really like all of the interactions with Frankenstein and the monster.
Right.
I wish they had taken a little more time and it went from he feels like he's making success to him getting really frustrated, because it feels like he goes from the thing gets created, he's kind of excited about it, and then it's just a really quick decline into he hates this thing.
Oh yeah, it seemed very sudden.
Yeah, it seems quick. And so I wish they had maybe taken away from maybe some other spots for the middle of the movie to spend a little bit more time with the two of them, to then go into the monsters side of the story, which I did like. It's simple. I don't think it. This movie's not. Like, didn't blow my mind necessarily. Like, it wasn't something that, like, this is awesome. I was talking with some people at work today, and man, 2019 really was the last time that we just had an incredible year of movies.
Do you think? Okay, go ahead.
No, that's
your
it.
thoughts.
Like, because this is a movie that, like, I guess it's like there's 2019 still is pretty, like, because it's a recent thing, for somewhat recent. I mean, it was 6 years ago, but like Ford v Ferrari, Marriage Story, Jojo Rabbit came out that year. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out that year. 1917 came out that year. Parasite came out that year.
Ooh, yeah.
It was a good year. Very, very solid. A lot of pretty great stuff. Like, there's arguments in there. Like, certain things people like, people don't like, whatever. But like and I'm sure I'm missing some other stuff. Like, I could look up a list and tell you, but there was so much to point out to be like, these were all so good, and so many things from that year that you could be like, this was my favorite movie of the year, and anyone who's like seen most of that stuff, they'd be like, yeah, like, you're absolutely right. Like, it really was a great year.
So I'm gonna name some movies. Let's see if you think next year will be better than this year. Obviously, we can't predict 2019
because we all thought,
we didn't know anything about Parasite.
28 weeks later, 28 years later, we thought it was gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about that one, the Bone Master, whatever it's called, the Bone Temple.
Right.
All right. So
okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, we thought.
Yes,
because you're like, your stuff's this is coming out. And you think it'll be better than last year? It's like, well, I could have told you that this year should have been better than it was. Yeah.
So we got Project Hail Mary that releases in March.
Yeah,
we'll see how
it could be good.
We got the Super Mario Galaxy movie in April.
Oh, really?
Let's see.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and we liked the first one.
Yeah.
First one was really good. Care what anybody says. From what I remember.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm yeah, keep going.
We'll see if they can make a good second movie. Then we got Mortal Kombat 2.
Probably, I mean, I feel like we won't know until it comes out.
Mortal Kombat 2. I think I already know.
I mean,
but maybe I'll be surprised.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, I feel like that movie, we'll have to talk about it when it comes out. Like, if it had come out in 2025, like, where it would have landed for us in that list. Because unfortunately, I think because of the quality of stuff that we've gotten this year, it probably will end up pretty high. Because I unless it's just like really bad and doesn't have any sort of, like, it's so stupid it's fun redeeming qualities to it.
What movie's that?
Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh yeah.
I think there's the potential for it to, at least from looking at 2025, be like, yeah, I mean, compared to most of what we got, it really would have been all right. It would have done all right in 2025. Not a top 3, I'm sure, but
this year is the worst year that I can remember in quite some time.
It's not great.
But so we got Toy Story 5. I'm not going to be watching that next year.
I don't give a crap.
At least I don't plan to. I stopped after the third one because it ended.
We've reached the point that Toy Story has entered the phase of there are only 3 Toy Story movies.
Yep. They should have just ended it with that third one.
It's joined
and it's
the
okay
ranks.
To end movies. That's an okay thing to do. It's okay to have a end point. I know.
Yeah. Well, it's the newest one in the like Indiana Jones. There are 3 Indiana Jones movies. There are 2 Terminator movies. There are 3 Toy Story movies. Definitively
Right.
now we can say, because they keep wanting, it was one thing when like 4 came out because you're like, all right, like whatever, nobody liked it, they're probably done, and then they're like, no, number 5, and you're like, nah, there's only 3 now. Like there's no such thing as there's not another Toy Story movie coming out.
We have Supergirl coming out.
Yeah.
We got Minions 3.
Don't care.
Have for some reason we have Mona, the live action.
Moana. Yeah.
Yeah, Moana.
Probably make a stupid amount of money.
The Odyssey. I don't have high hopes on that.
We'll see.
Because what Christopher Nolan said about wanting to basically make it he seemed to hint to making it hyper realistic, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want for my Greek mythology. Is hyper realism.
It could be really boring. I really did like Oppenheimer though.
Yeah, well, still,
but I don't know. I hope, I have a feeling he's kind of past his prime. You know, he can do whatever he wants now.
I hope it's not a hyper realistic movie based on science, which is based pretty much what he said. I'm paraphrasing here, and I'm like, that's not what I want to see from a Greek mythology movie.
Neither do I. I want. He's not that guy, unfortunately, but yeah, I want like high fantasy, like God of War esque. You know, give us all the monsters and crazy stuff. I don't. I'm bored with like it's a weird place
I don't
to
want
be
it
in.
to be a smoke and mirrors movie
of
like, oh, the magician actually this is what you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it.
The head was in the rabbit the whole time.
It's the thing where it's kind of this weird. It's not even a paradox really, but I'm at the point now where I want everything to take itself seriously, but Christopher Nolan's the wrong kind of serious. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want the high fantasy stuff, but I want it to take itself seriously.
Yes.
Exactly. Like Star Wars used to take itself seriously, and it's kind of the problem with the modern stuff is it feels like everything's just turned into like, what can we meme on and what can we, it's the subverting your expectations. It's all part of that, where it's like you're not allowed to make a movie that involves like wizards and whatever and make it serious. Someone always has to be like, well, wow, isn't it weird that guy has a pointy hat and shoots fire out of his hand? It's like, no. Like we are cool with that. Like have that all be a serious thing. Like we understand that it's fantasy and it's not real. We don't need someone to point it out or it to be like toned down in like a goofy way like Marvel became, right? Like I always say, I think that Civil War is probably my favorite Marvel movie because it blended those two things really well. It has a man in a spider costume swinging around telling jokes, but the movie takes itself seriously. It's about some like serious subjects, and the heroes don't really win in the end either. It's kind of wonderful. Like it blends all of that so well, and I think even Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one at least, is kind of another example of that. Like, Peter Quill is kind of that like Han Solo-y type character, but the movie takes itself seriously. It's not self-referential humor. Like it's got comedy in it, but all the characters, they're taken seriously as who they are. You just don't see it anymore, and I don't know why it changed. I don't know if there's like this. It feels very cynical. A lot of the sort of like weird memeable garbage that we get now. It doesn't feel like anybody cares, and it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Batman's a little bit different with realism. Whoopa. Because Whoopa said, I liked his realism. I liked his realism in Batman, but like as he finished, I don't know how that would make sense in Odyssey. And I agree. I think you can work with Batman and hyperrealism with that to an extent.
It still was about a man in a bat costume running around like running around Gotham. You know what I mean? Like, it's right. It was way more grounded. It was way more, which was fine for the time because we were coming off of like the insanity that was like Batman and Robin,
George Clooney
and Batman, and Batman Forever and all that. There was another one in there too.
But
whatever it was.
but with Odyssey, I just don't see
it's not quite the same.
How that works.
You know, he took like,
it's not something I don't think anybody's really asking for.
Yeah.
Which you could make the argument people were asking for a more grounded or realistic, if that's what the term you want to use, Batman, because of the George Clooney.
But it took itself
in previous Batman,
because
you can't really talk about the Tim Burton ones that much, because I think those work, but
they took themselves seriously.
Yep. Exactly.
Like Danny DeVito is a Penguin Man, but it's all taken seriously. That's the difference. Yeah. That's where, because even the stuff with Nolan, like you look at the movies that he made, there were fantastical elements to a lot of his early stuff, but it was taken seriously. Inception is practically a fantasy.
Right.
Like, it's not, like it's in your dreams, but like it does rely on a lot of like fantastical elements, all taken seriously. No one in that is like, whoa, we're in this dream, how weird, and it's all been, you don't have that. That was like it's something that was created relatively recently, like within the last 10 years, is this terrible like self-referential humor and some character needing to point out how ridiculous everything was. And the only time it's probably ever worked was like the first Scream movie, like arguably maybe the second one, but like it's become like everything. We saw it everywhere, like the stuff that jolts you out of the seriousness of a movie. Like I'll never forget, Joseph, that part in not Incredibles. What was the one with all the you know what I'm talking about?
What?
The Marvel movie with all of the people from the one that was going to save lives.
Endgame?
No,
the one that was going to save lives. You talking about Eternals?
Eternals,
No?
yeah,
Eternals, yeah.
And that scene where like one of their like really good friends is killed, and it's like turned into a joke because the guy like drops his pie or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like the movie doesn't. It's supposed to be this serious, like, time-spanning epic, and the movie doesn't take itself seriously.
Right.
And it just stops so that people don't have to feel uncomfortable about being in like a more dramatic movie. Luba said he thinks the industry took a lot of wrong lessons from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it had a lot to do with that, because unfortunately the first Guardians was, I think, way more successful than they thought it would be. It was a pretty a modest return for a movie around that time, but they were taking like a pretty big risk on a movie about a talking tree and a raccoon. They're like central elements of this. Like it wasn't something that was going to be as like palatable as Iron Man, like a smart guy in an iron suit fighting bad guys. Like that's something, people could get their minds around. This was something that like they had to think going into this, like they didn't really have.
I didn't.
What's up, Jenna?
I didn't finish my list. We got Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, keep going.
Brand New Day.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I like those movies well enough.
It's Spider-Man. So
yeah.
We got Clayface in September next year.
That's good. All the DC stuff is going to be so interesting until it.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we have The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender.
Another one.
Movie. It looks like an animated movie.
I don't know, man.
It's going to be the first of a new trilogy. Then we got Street Fighter movie. So we have the Street Fighter movie.
I've been hearing. I need to see a trailer. Hat. That looks terrible.
The Cat in the Hat does.
The animated one. There's the couple movies that I haven't been to the theater in a while, but a couple movies that I saw in the theater this year, they played that trailer during, and it looks like slop.
like garbage.
Yeah, it just doesn't look. Yeah, it's not made for me or whatever, but it doesn't look good.
Well, then we got the Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping.
I will say, aesthetically, it looks cool. I've seen the trailer a couple times. Like, I like the
See, I haven't seen
design.
the trailer. That's
yeah,
what you do.
it's got like this 70s-ish vibe, like costuming and it's a prequel. Obviously, it's it's weird. I know a little bit about this. I haven't read the books in forever, but it's, I believe, it's not a normal quarter quell. There's like another version of it where it's even more special, and so there's like extra people from the districts in there, and Hamish, who's one of the characters in the original books / movies, I think he's the main character in this, because that was like his big thing, is that like he was a survivor of the Hunger Games, and he's Katniss's like mentor for the most part.
Well,
some
we have
diehard
Violent Night 2.
Okay, curious.
Yep, and then
See if it fixes the problems from the first one. Probably not.
We have Jumanji
3. Whatever.
I didn't even know there was 2.
I liked the first one, but
second one.
Yeah, again, the first one came out during a time where like that thing wasn't like, the Jack Black was still seen in a relatively good light, and he wasn't just like phoning in the same role over and over again. But the Jumanji movies are the reason that he does what he does now, you know. And that first movie came out back when The Rock was still like a big deal in Hollywood, when everyone thought he was going to be the last big.
I thought it was
Jumanji
4. I could have sworn it was Jumanji 4. And
so
I'm like,
technically,
when did they make a second and a third one?
Technically, it's 3, because there's the first one. But I've seen the second 2 like one time each, so there might be like a small, but it's like a soft reboot. Like, it's Jumanji, and I think it takes place in the same world as the original movie with Robin Williams, but these other 2 don't have anything to do with that, really. Like, they're completely separated. I think like Jumanji is like a video game in one of them or something. It's been a while.
Okay.
Or it gets transformed. It goes from being a board game into a video game because it transforms into something that's more palatable for the like audience, you know? Like, nobody plays board games anymore. It's all about video games, and so it turns into that.
I got you.
I might be totally making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Who knows?
Well, we get Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
And then we have Dune Messiah, but it's not going to be releasing in December. Allegedly,
it's going to get pushed.
It's going to be pushed up or moved up to October.
That's right. Yeah. They want to. They're yeah.
I guess they're worried about Avengers.
So,
because they're supposed to release around the same time. This was originally supposed to release on Christmas Day next year, which, of course, the number one thing I want to do on Christmas is go to the theater. And, you know, I guess that just speaks to my age. I'm no longer in high school.
Well, I mean, that used to be kind of like a tradition, and it's just not anymore because nothing's good anymore. People just stop doing it, you know?
Yeah.
I'll say that next year has the potential to be as good as we thought this year was supposed to be.
Yep.
Which is not a great sign.
I wonder what TV shows are coming out next year, dude. I love how we just kind of stopped reviewing Frankenstein.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
The House of the Dragon Season 2.
Yep.
Are we getting Season 3 of Rings of Power?
Maybe. One Piece Season 2.
Okay. That could at least be interesting.
Let's see.
There's stuff that I'm sure. I mean, I said that last year and it wasn't really true, but
Star Trek, Starfleet
I don't give a crap. I was never a big Star Trek fan.
The reboot of Scrubs.
No, it's gonna be bad. I don't want it, Joseph. I don't want it.
I know. Like they
They
just can't do these
it's
comedies like they used to.
and dude, Scrubs is like edgy at this
Yep.
point. Like a show that was just like mainstream on the air is I think would be considered, it's considered edgy now. Like they can't remake. It's gonna be a shallow, like soulless version of what it originally was, and the characters will be back, and there'll be like references to the old stuff, but it's not gonna be the same thing. And they're gonna, they'll bring in all the key terms, for stuff with like Dr. Cox if he's back and like all that. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like
Lanterns.
oh, dude, holy moly.
We have Lanterns that's supposed to premiere in spring, summer.
Sure.
The Bear season 5.
Never watched any of
Which
it.
kudos to the Bear because they're releasing a season. I don't know if you know this, but every single year they're releasing a new season.
That's good. I need to finally sit down and watch it.
That's rare these days.
Yeah.
Extremely rare.
Especially to get to 5 seasons. I feel like nothing lasts that long anymore.
Blade Runner, apparently.
A new movie?
Are
we getting Highlander this year? And are we getting the Jared Leto Masters of the Universe next year as well?
Yes, Master of the Universe was on there. I just didn't say anything.
And the Henry Cavill Highlander movie? Probably not.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it on the list that I was on, which was Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe it hasn't been confirmed.
Spider Noir. I think that's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's going straight to
movie?
Amazon. Yeah, I think so. It's starring Nicolas Cage, going straight to like Amazon. So it'll be. Yeah, who knows?
We have Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord.
I doubt that's even coming out.
Really?
Unless it's like something animated and it's not like because we're getting Mandalorian Grogu.
Yep.
Next year probably, and allegedly Star Wars Starfighter or something like that.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
It's got
probably.
It's got
I probably will.
What's his name in it? His face I see and name is slipping my mind.
Yeah, I have no idea who it has in it.
The
You're
guy
talking about
Drive.
Pedro Pascal?
No.
Ryan
Gosling. Sorry, I don't know why that.
Ryan Gosling. Oh, when you said Drive, I was thinking Baby Driver for some reason.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right.
Heck, the first episode of The Office is super edgy by modern standards. Yeah, Whoop is right.
The Ninth Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, this has to be made up. This stuff can't be coming out.
Yeah,
unless it's going straight onto like streaming or whatever. In that case, it's dead on arrival anyway.
Stranger Things animated series.
Do you remember that they put out a Star Wars television show this time last year? Maybe it was a little closer to December. Yeah.
No.
It was like
a Acolyte?
No, it was like a Goonies. Acolyte was before, right? But they put out a the Bad Batch. No.
Oh,
something like that. That was like because Bad Batch is a thing, but it was like a Goonies type Star Wars show.
Yeah.
That came out. Like it's all just, we can barely keep up with anything. Like it used to be that people were kind of like aware of the different stuff that was coming out. Like even if you weren't like super invested in it, and now it's just like there's so much that comes and goes.
Yeah, there's too much quantity and not enough quality.
Yeah.
They needed less is more, and they needed to just reduce the quantity amount.
It's kind of absurd.
That's really what they need to do.
Who was like, I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. What was the name of that show? Let's see, I can't type tonight. Goonies. It was called Skeleton Crew.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it released December 4th.
Jeez, man.
Almost exactly year to date. December 4th, 2024.
Jeez, dude. That's crazy.
nobody knows what Skeleton Crew is. It's so funny. It just like randomly popped into my head when you were talking about these like random Star Wars shows. 9 Jedi. You're like, oh, okay. What? It's like, what are we doing?
Too funny.
Oh, I did have one. Where was it? Oh, they're also allegedly doing a V for Vendetta television show.
Oh, I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not.
I had that saved.
It's gonna be so liberal.
It's gonna be really stupid. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it out. They're not.
Well,
gonna
it's
do it
James
justice.
Gunn. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think he's producing, but I just don't think they're gonna do that story justice.
That's really what I want to see is Hollywood remake or redo the V for Vendetta movie into a TV show, because they're definitely going to get it right in this day and age. Which, ironically enough, the first one was about a more conservative authoritarian regime.
It was, but what I like about it, especially if you watch it now, is it's really like universal. Like, they specifically, it's definitely got like a liberal bent to it, but it's one of those things that it's like, hey, this literally could just be any government. Like, it doesn't, that specific version of it leans that way. But when you're really like looking at that, and if you take it a little more broadly, and it's not just specifically for like what they're saying the government is, like the type of like system that it is, it can go in any direction, which I think is it's kind of the bigger message in all of it. And I think those themes and a lot of the ideas from it reach beyond even like the movie itself, if that makes sense. Like the ideas and the concepts that are in it are bigger than the movie itself, and like the specific story that it's like portraying. Because it hit home with like a lot of people, you know, like that. The idea of like the overbearing government who may or may not have released a virus into the general public to cause fear. You know, happened to watch that movie a few years ago at a very what are we talking about, Joseph?
Time.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it's like shocking watching that and being like, oh, yeah, this was a fictional movie from like 2007. Like, what, you know, no, it would never happen that way.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, it sounds oddly familiar. Yeah, it's like kind of scary familiar. And then you look at it, one of the craziest things about it, Joseph, is like, I think there's an argument to be made that the villains in it, it's like all of these like specific people from that government agency, most of them don't care about like a specific political leaning. It's just about the power.
Exactly.
And how they can like maintain.
That's all they want is that power and money.
And they flex that. They flex that in a specific way. But yeah, it's whether you want to say right leaning, left leaning, whatever, as far as like, because everybody, that's the we talk about it sometimes where like people get caught up in that.
Yep.
And in reality, there's like mental illness on both sides. But it's one of those things where, again, the concepts of the movie and like what they talk about with the like the overbearing government and the people needing to choose freedom. And then like I love the stuff where like V at the end of the movie, he's like dealing with the situation and he's basically leaving a blank slate for the people to figure it out for themselves. Which I always really like too. He's like, I can't be a part of like whatever comes next. He's like, I'm a part of the old world. Like I there's not a place for me in whatever comes next. Which I always thought was cool. I think it's like, it's weird, man. Like, it's a very, that you don't get movies like this anymore. You know, like a movie that kind of like wants you to think.
100%.
Like wants you to like actually consider like the ramifications and like what the characters are doing. And like, I used to have these like conversations with like teachers and professors and like going into those things and like the different like kind of viewpoints of the movie and was, you know, just, it's so good. And you just can't do that now. Like, who does that with like Rings of Power? Like one of, hey, professor, do you think that a boat floats and a rock sinks? Yes, you idiot. Did you bring your papers? It's like you don't have stuff like that now. There's not movies that are coming out with any kind of caliber like that now.
Why does a turd float, David, and a rock sink?
It's a good question. It's like I feel like, Joseph, it's like true that most of the time with modern stuff, and we can talk about like Rings of Power or whatever, we're just trying to show people how bad it is. Like it's not a conversation of like, wow, look at like these really interesting things from this television show. It's mostly look at the way that this completely blunders anything that should exist, not to mention all the stuff that like involves Tolkien with it. Like even if you're just like, we talk about it sometimes, we're like, we'll look at a project solely for like what we're given, not with like the source material, and it's bad regardless.
Yep.
Even if there was no, like, if someone just made up Rings of Power on the spot and you were watching this, it's like, this is still bad. Like it doesn't save it if you remove it from the source material. It's still a piece of garbage.
Exactly.
It's just like a lot of that nowadays, man.
Unfortunately.
All right. You got anything else? Any other stuff we need to talk about?
No, man, I don't think I do.
What are we doing next week? Did we ever decide?
I don't think we've decided yet.
I still got stuff to catch up on. I got to finish Stranger Things. I may or may not start The Witcher. I really don't want to. I know that I should, because I know that we should.
I forgot about The Witcher, dude.
I know that we should talk about it.
Oh man, that's such a hard TV show to get through.
I have not been able to bring myself to do it. The other thing,
genuinely painful to get through.
I'll do another update next week because I'm still watching that prequel, Welcome to Derry. And it's just like another mixed bag. There's like things I like about it, but then too much of it is like, the thing that Quentin Tarantino keeps talking about with television, where it's like all this like internal drama or whatever.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. It's like a really sort of like not well written drama with some fun like spooky stuff occasionally. But it's just like, it's so sparse compared to like everyone just talking about their personal problems. Interpersonal drama, that's what I was looking for. And I'm not digging it. It doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has a lot to say, and I don't know if it works super great as like a expanding the sort of like lore of Pennywise and like these different time periods that you get hints about, but they've never been like fleshed out before.
Right.
He's just not in it enough, and he's like the most fun part about it, And they try to do this thing where it's like build up to like the first time he actually appears, and it kind of falls flat. It's like, because we've already seen him. Like we have part 1 and part 2 already. Like we know who he is. We know what he looks like. You're not doing this sort of like big interesting reveal because we know already. It like takes too long. The first episode's good. I think they do some interesting stuff with it. It just doesn't. It feels like they crescendo too quickly, and now they're sort of just like, okay, here's our story, and we're like kind of waiting around. It feels like you're waiting around for stuff to happen, and it's just like the pacing's a little weird. This most recent episode ended on a really weird note. Like it, the best way I could describe it, how like season 2 of House of the Dragon ended, where it was like going to battle, and like that's the end.
Yeah.
That's how the episode feels. It's like they ended it right before things were about to get interesting, and you're like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, we got to save it for next week. It's like, no. It's like you're supposed to like have the big thing happen and then in the episode. And then we move into like it's weird. It's kind of like weirdly paced. Anyway, yeah. Okay, we'll figure out next week. We got to talk about something.
Yes, sir.
Something's coming out. Five Nights at Freddy's. Are we gonna open that can of worms?
When does that come out?
Tomorrow, I think, or Friday.
Oh, maybe we should.
Yeah, the 5th. Sorry, so on Friday.
Maybe we should.
I kind of want to see it. Like, I'm so curious. I'm really curious about how
this could be our segue back onto making shorts and
I know.
TikToks.
Just come back swinging.
Yeah.
All right.
Five
Oh, we
Nights
might
at
do it.
Freddy.
I
It's
might watch it
below
this.
average.
I might watch. Yeah, I might
How
watch it this
dare y'all?
weekend. Yeah. Hey, the movie kind of sucked. You don't understand. You don't understand the intricacies of the lore. It's like, okay, whatever, guys. I get the same, dude. I tell people all the time I didn't like the Minecraft movie and I fell asleep like halfway through it. And people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, I just didn't. It's not for me. All right, Joseph, we got to end this thing. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks everybody that showed up for the live, whether you talked in the troll room or you're just lurking. We appreciate all of you. For those of you that listen, whatever podcast service fits your needs, we're thankful for all of y'all. We're working on some stuff, hopefully trying to get back in the swing of things and get back to more regular schedule and try to make things a little more, I was going to say professional, but that's definitely not the word I was looking for.
Fun and exciting.
Sure, fun and excited.
Like production.
A lot of
engaging.
podcast time is over. Back to the mines. Yeah,
Just trying to make it more
do.
engaging. Back to what we used to do.
Yeah. We're trying to get back there.
Before we got busy with life.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing about like where we're at right now is life just kind of gets in the way, and we're kind of thankful that y'all have just kept going through this with us. I think Jenna. Let's see, Jenna. It's been like a little over 3 years now, because I think the first time you started poking around was during God of War. Whoopa was a little bit before that, and Victor's probably
and
Whoopa's like old school at this point, man. Just if you know,
and he's donated to the show with doing thumbnails and stuff for us.
January, Joseph, we will have known each other for 14 years.
Bro,
I was doing the math because I was thinking about I was talking to Marie.
You're so lucky.
I know. I was talking to Marie a couple days ago. And I was like, how long has it been? And I was like, has it been 15 years already? And I was like, almost. It's like, it's nuts, dude. Oh, man.
Time goes by fast.
I know. It's weird. It's really weird.
I think Whoopa's a college kid. That's kind of what
Whoopa?
Just like outside of college.
Yeah, Whoopa
just outside of college.
Well, but you've been graduated for what, a couple of years? I don't know. He'll answer before we finish the show. But anyway, thank you all so much for everything, and we'll be back next week with episode 220 of The Underground, with more media news, deconstruction. Graduated in 2019, so it's been
dang.
Okay. He's a little bit of an older Gen Zer. Yeah, about 6 years. Okay. All right. Well, until next time, and on that bombshell, y'all take it easy.
See ya.